up to keep on keeping on. As simple as that. They've had this terrific run to the playoffs, but you can't look at any one area of the Yankees. They've done it. Pitch a strike. They've done it kind of like a repertory company. One day this one stars, next day they change the script, and that one stars, and that's how they've done it, getting contributions from about everyone on the 25-man roster. The 0-1 is high. Forsythe, a right-hand hitter and a good one, a .281, 18 homers, 47 RBIs. Sessa has become a valued member of the rotation, and he deals caught on and missed. It's amazing how the Yankees have put this thing together. Patchwork, and it's all worked. And they are basically just a couple of games away from the Eastern Division lead and a game away from the wild card. The pitch to Forsythe is cut on and dribbled weakly up the third baseline, and it rolls foul, or else it would have been a base hit. So the count remains 1-2 on Forsythe.
Today's first pitch was 93 miles an hour. Choosing the pitcher is important. Your choices matter, too. Please drive responsibly. A reminder from the New York City Department of Transportation and the Vision Zero initiative.
Luis Sessa, 4-0, and an ERA of 4.07. 12 games, 4 starts, but he has been money as a starter. He had relief appearances and went up and down between here and Scranton. Pitch. Forsythe fouls it back, so the count holds 1-2.
And so many times when they brought him up this last time, he was here to stay. So you're not looking over your shoulder. He's it. He knows he's not going to be taken out of the rotation.
Oh, there's no one else.
There's no one else.
The 1-2 is grounded foul on a breaking ball. In fact, the fellow who started one game for the Yanks pitched great against Toronto, Brian Mitchell. He's in the rotation as well. Sessa and Mitchell are the two kids in back of Tanaka, Sabathia, and Pineda. Those are the 5 Yankee starters. Here is the 1-2. Slider just missed. And the count 2-2. Home plate umpire, a rookie, Chad Whitson. So we will keep our eye on him. And it'll be a 2-2. Forsythe, a tough out, and he can hit with power, too. The 2-2 is swung on and hit in the air to right, not deep. Judge is right there. Aaron makes the catch, 1 away.
97-mile-an-hour fastball. Missed a little bit with it. Got a little bit too much over the middle of the plate. Doesn't matter how hard you throw if you're missing over the middle of the plate. He got away with that. Just a harmless fly ball.
Now 1 away. Here's Kevin Kiermaier, the lefty hitting center fielder. Kiermaier at .252, 11 homers and 34 RBIs. And Sessa deals. And the pitch is low to the lefty swinging Kiermaier. You can't argue with Sessa's arm. Chad Green is on the DL, his arm, or Brian Mitchell. The 1-0 swung on and popped him up to left center. Gardner is there, and he makes the catch in left center. And they're 2-away. Those are 3 really good arms, and those 3 guys, I have no idea what will happen over the winter. Who does? But those 3 guys will fight for a spot or spots in the rotation next year.
There are a few of them.
The 2-way, here's Longoria. He's at .277, 31 homers, 85 RBIs. A right-hand hitter and the best hitter on the ball club, and he swings and grounds one to third. Headley fields and throws across. Sessa has a 1-2-3 and a very low pitch count. And at the end of the half, it's Tampa 0, Yankees coming to bat on the WFAN New York.
Energy providers. You want competition and the competitive pricing that comes with it. Since deregulation, energy providers have competed to give you better pricing and better service. Agera Energy, an expert in the energy industry, is dedicated to helping homeowners and businesses of all sizes find the most reliable and affordable plans for their electricity and natural gas needs. Located right here in Westchester County, Agera Energy knows the tri-state area. They will work with you to help you understand your energy energy choices and ensure you're receiving the best plan for your home or business. See what Agera Energy can do for you. Visit agerafan.com right now to sign up today. That's AGERAFan.com, the tri-state area's choice for electricity and natural gas supply. Agera Energy, energy to power your world. Additional terms and conditions may apply. Please visit Agera Energy's website at agerafan.com for additional information.
Yankee Baseball brought to you by your Tri-State Ford dealers who invite you to test drive a new Ford. See why they're the total package at your local Ford dealer now, or visit us at tristateford.com.
Sometimes I don't exactly put it correctly. Here's Gardner to lead it off for the Yanks, and he takes a breaking ball strike from Andres. The Yankees' surge, been a great surge, is not because of one thing or two things. It's about 18 different things. Because about everyone has contributed. Here's the 0-1, and the pitch is low. The count 1-1. Well, one of them is the fact that Gardner and Ellsbury have been terrific on top. It took them a long time to get there, but they have been catalysts for this Yankee offense that scored so many more runs than they had before August 1st. 1-1. Gardner hits a ground ball to second. Forsythe throws out. Gardner one away. Gardner was at 261, 7 homers and 35 RBIs. There's a lot of different components, but that's one of them, Ellsbury and Gardner.
Well, that has been is so noticeable when the two of them are on and doing what we thought they were going to do all year. This offense really flows really, really smoothly.
It does indeed. Now here is Ellsbury, who's at 271, 8 homers, 51 RBIs. Andres is 6-7 and an ERA of 4.58. And Ellsbury takes a strike. He's had 25 games, 15 starts, 106 innings, 108 hits. Well, that's pretty good. He has walked 23. That's about 2 per 9. That's very good. Pitch. And that's low. He has struck out 93, so about a 4-to-1 ratio. That's awfully good. The numbers are pretty good. He'll deal 1-1 to Ellsbury, and the pitch is hit hard toward the middle. Backhanded by Forsythe. Throws off balance in time. Nice play. And there are 2 away.
Andres has gone back and forth from the bullpen to the starter, back to the bullpen. And then when they traded Matt Moore, they put Andres in the rotation. And he has said that he's never really gotten the transition back again since being stretched out to be a starter. He hasn't gotten the feel. He was doing so well in the bullpen.
Here's Gary Sanchez. If you missed yesterday's game, you missed a very different kind of baseball moment. Pitch. There's a breaking ball strike. Gardner had gotten on, and Ellsbury had doubled. It was a grounds rule. It hit right near the corner in left field and bounced up and hit the foul pole, so they called it a grounds rule double. Pitch. Cut on and missed on a breaking ball. So the Yanks at second and third, no one out. Sanchez up. Well, they were going to walk him, which they did. A left-hander, Enny Romero, was on the mound. And on the first pitch, he threw what looked like a breaking ball breaking toward Sanchez. So Sanchez, with half a swing, pitch is in the dirt, a breaking ball. I mean, he wasn't ready to swing. He saw it there, and he took a half swing. Well, he hit the ball to the loading dock wall. Mikey Matuk made the catch. Wow, what a drive, over 400 feet. So Gardner scored. Ellsbury tagged and went to third. Then Didi had a sac fly, and the Yanks had 2 runs. Here's the 1-2. Up high. Sanchez at 344, 13 homers, 24 RBIs. He's had 125 at-bats and 13 homers, which is 1 every 10 at-bats, even better than that. But 1 every 10 at-bats, that's Ruthian. Here is the 2-2 to Sanchez. Swung on and grounded toward the right side. Through. Then no one playing there. He has such plate presence. He didn't take much of a swing. He just stroked the ball on the ground to an area where there was no one playing. So it's a 2-out single for Sanchez.
Well, and I think the most impressive thing about that story, John, is what he said to me on the field afterwards, is that whoever tried to do that, they were going to intentionally walk him in Seattle, and he got one of those pitches, and he wasn't ready for it. And a couple of the guys talked to him about it. You always have to be ready in case the pitcher misses, which is what he did yesterday. And Sanchez said, I was never going to let that happen again, not be prepared.
Pitch, a strike. That was terrific, I thought, when he said that. And he just does. He's going to be a tremendous player. You know, without injury, he's going to be a tremendous player for years to come for the Yankees. Well, here is Brian McCann, who is DHing as he takes a strike on the 0-1. There's a strike at the knees. 0-2. McCann at 238, but he's hit with a lot of power of late. 19 homers and 55 RBIs. As I mentioned, it's not one thing or three things. It's everything. Starters, relievers, hitters, etc. Here's the 0-2 to McCann. The pitch is grounded foul. I guess a question that is asked that no one can answer is, well, why did it happen? Now, how did it happen? I don't know.
You mean from the pitcher's point of view?
No, from the how the team has started to play so great. Very odd.
Whatever it is, it's Girardi's pushing all the right buttons. They're doing the right things, and I think the idea that it's a different person every day is very important.
I think it's great. Pitch. I've always loved hockey for that reason. That you have 4 lines, 3 sets of defensemen, and they all play, so they all feel part of it. Well, with this Yankee team, everyone plays. Everyone feels part of it. It'll be a 1-2 to McCann. Sanchez is short lead off first. 3 infielders on the right side. And the pitch is grounded foul at home plate.
And the things that are happening, Torreyes comes in, and he's a spark plug for a few days. And then Austin Romine, who doesn't play hardly at all anymore, he comes in and has 2 hits and has a home run. Everybody is contributing. Everybody wants to contribute. There is an energy in there that is different, and that comes from winning baseball games.
Here's the 1-2. And the pitch is lined to left center field. There's a base hit. Sanchez stops at second. Nick Franklin playing left field today fielded the ball right away. Well, the Yanks have 2 on and 2 out. And what I said on the Baseball Today segment of pregame, the Yankees don't even have to worry. I mean, we're all going to look at the scoreboard and give you all the scores. But the Yankees are only a couple of games out of whatever they want. And they play those teams. For example, they're 3 and back of Boston for first in the East. Well, they play 7 games against Boston. And so on with Toronto and Baltimore, who are just ahead of them. Well, they play them. So here is Teixeira with 2 on and 2 out. Anyway, it's made a very exciting finish for all the Yankee fans and the Yankees themselves. And the pitch is swung on and hit high in the air to left. Franklin goes toward the line, stops, and makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, 2 left. And at the end of 1 inning, shortstop. That's where he's playing today. He also plays first base. He's a left-hand hitter with power, and the pitch is a strike fastball from Cessa. Miller is at 249, but a lot of power. 26 homers, 69 RBIs. The 0-1 is bounced weakly foul up the first baseline. So the count 0-2. 10-second station ID now on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network.
First quarter, Jets lead the Bengals 7-0. Giants at Dallas later. It'll be joined in progress here on the Fan following the Yankee postgame. More later, WFAN, WFAN-FM, New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman back at Yankee Stadium on what has become a very lovely Sunday afternoon. We are scoreless, top of the second. Miller, the leadoff hitter for Tampa, behind on the count 0-2, and the pitch is fouled straight back off a fastball. Yankee fans, there is another team of professionals in the Bronx with all-star talent. Workman's Circle Multi-Care Center. Quality care close to home. Call 718-379-8100. Miller swings and misses for the strikeout, 1 away. Or you can go on the web at WCMCC.org.
We got your first scoreboard today, brought to you by Mercedes-Benz Tri-State Dealers. Vehicle offers and inventory at MBUSA.com. In Toronto, all tied up 1 apiece, bottom of the first. Boston and the Blue Jays. Toronto, Edwin Encarnacion's 38th home run of the year.
Pitch is low to Logan Morrison. Now, would this be right? We should be rooting today for Toronto because we played Boston 7 times, or do you root for Boston because you do play them 7 times? Pitch. There's a breaking ball strike.
I would root for Toronto because the Yankees can take care of Boston themselves.
Right.
So you would like other people to beat Boston.
Okay, here's the 1-1. Fouled away. The Yankees are so close. They made such a great drive that if that should eventuate, Toronto winning and the Yankees winning, the Yankees would be 2 games outside of first place in the division.
Baltimore and Detroit, the other great series. No score, top of the second. That's Chris Tillman. Oh, he's back. And Justin Verlander.
Pitch is low. Logan Morrison at .239, 14 homers, 43 RBIs, a left-hand hitter.
Kansas City is at Chicago a little later. Ian Kennedy against Chris Sale. Cleveland at Minnesota. Corey Kluber against Jose Berrios. Texas is the Angels later on. Seattle at Oakland. And Interleague Cubs are in Houston.
Pitch is in the dirt. It's a breaking ball. So the count 3-2 on the lefty swinging Morrison.
It will be Seth Lugo going up against Williams Perez as the Mets are in Atlanta. That starts in about 5 minutes. Dodgers are in Miami. No score, bottom of the second. Kenta Maeda against Jose Urena. Everything else later. And Dodgers come in tomorrow.
Payoff is caught on and missed. So back-to-back strikeouts.
And you already got him on the same slider. The same slider they struck out Miller, threw him the same pitch.
Yeah, the Dodgers come in Monday night, Tuesday night, and late Wednesday afternoon. And those are the last 3 games the Yankees play against a non-AL East team. After that, it's the East. The Yankees go away to Boston, Tampa, Toronto, and come home to Boston and Baltimore.
11-game trip.
Is outside.
It's a long trip.
It is a long
11
trip.
games in 12 days.
Nick Franklin, the batter, switcher to batting left, takes a strike at the knees. Is it amazing how Sessa's become one of the Yankees' starting pitchers? I mean, now you count on him. He's like a veteran.
Well, he always has had a great arm. And, early on.
1-1 is hit in the air to right, and Judge fields on one hop and throws in. So it's a 2-out base hit for Franklin.
And Sessa, when he came over here from Detroit, don't forget he was in the Met organization, went to Detroit for Cespedes. And they got a haul. They got Sessa and Michael Fulmer, Detroit. And then they traded him for Justin Wilson. And Sessa always had great stuff. And I remember when he was a Met, the minor league people saying that he has command problems and control problems. And we haven't seen it since he came here. That was a couple of years ago.
Here's left-handed in Corey Dickerson. And he's at .235, 18 homers, 56 RBIs. Franklin off at first, and the pitch is caught on and missed. Boy, talk about rebuilding on the fly. Not only did the Yankees trade all those people off, but then they lost 2 starting pitchers in Eovaldi and Green. Amazing how things have worked out. It really is.
It really is.
And then one thing, I'm going to sneak this in. I feel this way. We kid about it all the time. Here's the 0-1 to Dickerson. Swings and drills one to right, headed toward the stands, and gone. A 2-run home run for Corey Dickerson, and Tampa takes a 2-0 lead.
Well, Sessa gave up a home run or 2 the last time out, too. Fastball got too much in the middle of the plate, 95 miles an hour. And that's what Dickerson does. He's a dead fastball hitter.
So 2-0 Tampa for Dickerson. His 19th home run. He has 58 RBIs. The other thing about Tampa is this. They hit a lot. They're a bad hitting team, but they hit a lot of home runs. But they have very low batting averages up and down. But they can homer. So here is Steven Souza. He's at .238, 16 homers, 47 RBIs. A right-hand hitter. And the pitch is low. What I was going to say is now that all this has happened since August 1st, look at all the moves, the activities, up and down, retired, whatever. The 1-0 is cut on and fouled off. Can you imagine people even thinking about what's the score of an exhibition game? Right. I mean, it's so silly.
And who's on the team? You know, there's one other part that we were talking about, all the different things that have happened here, who came up, and there's also different leadership voices, because the guys that were leaders, they're not here. And so other people get to step up, and it's a very interesting dynamic.
1-1 is fouled off by Souza. Now the count 1-2. The Yankees, because of their winning streak, have obviously not lost on this homestand. They beat Toronto 3 straight. They've beaten Tampa 3 straight. And they haven't trailed a lot, but they trail now 2-0. And the pitch, strike 3 is called. Well, he struck out the side, but 2 runs, 2 hits. The big blow, the 2-run home run by Corey Dickerson at the end of an inning and a half. Right-handed Matt Andres. 2-0 Tampa on the 2-run home run by Corey Dickerson. And here's Didi to lead it off. There's a strike on the inside corner.
In Joe Girardi's pregame press conference, we covered a lot of things. One, we talked about Rich Hill and Dave Roberts pulling him with a perfect game intact.
Pitch is fouled away.
And the other thing, somebody asked Joe about how he felt when Brian Cashman, though he said he wasn't putting up the white flag, traded away Miller and Betances and Nova, and Alex retired, and Beltran went to Texas. And Girardi said something interesting.
0-2 is outside, breaking ball, 1-2.
He said that he felt like a failure because he had thought that this team could win, and when Cashman was just trading away a lot of the stars, he said he felt like a failure, and no one had any idea that this was going to happen.
Oh, no one, absolutely. You can't even put your finger on it. Just a lot of terrific play from a lot of old players, young players. Didi, it's a high pop foul out of play. Well, one thing happened that, you'd have to have a crystal ball. It was set up, Ellsbury and Gardner on top, and then the 4 middle guys, the power, with Beltran, A-Rod, Teixeira, McCann, and only Beltran hit. That's really what happened to him. Here's the 1-2, foul straight back. And so they made the decision. They made the decision after they lost 3 games to Tampa, not exactly a powerhouse, down in Tampa, and no one could have thought of what would have happened. Amazing. Really amazing story. Now here's the 1-2 to Didi, who's leading off the bottom of the second. 2-0 Rays. Pitch is swung on and pop foul. Didi's at 275. 17 homers, 64 RBIs. And the right-hander ready to deal 1-2. Swung on and a high pop to left. Franklin comes in and makes the catch, and there's one away. Tara Becker of Dover, New Jersey, is today's Yankees Radio Network Acme Markets home run payoff contestant, and Tara will win a $100 Acme Markets gift card for every home run hit. One away. Here's Chase Headley. Switch it to batting left. Fouls the third base side. Headley's at 256, 13 homers and 48 RBIs. Oh, 1. It was cut on him. Missed 0-2. Now the 0-2. Fastball is fouled straight back by Headley. I think one of the things that's great about this Yankee surge is that you can't put your finger on one or two things. Oh, Sanchez has certainly led the drive, no question. But the Yankees have done it. There's the 0-2. Fouled away. You know, in baseball, like football, there's so many components. And if you don't have one of them, people will find out about it, whether it's middle bullpen or late bullpen or starters or hitting or speed or defense. And basically what's happened with the Yankees for the last month is they've gotten contributions from everyone. It's a very good feeling for the team. That'll be an 0-2 to Headley. He fouls it back. And one other thing I will say that's very different from the first half of the year. It tells you the difference when you get hits with men on base. I mean, that's about the whole thing. I'll be an 0-2 to Headley. It's in the dirt.
And when Sessa struck out Brad Miller, that was the first strikeout of the game. Winthrop University Hospital reminds you that they strike out cancer with their CyberKnife technology. Winthrop University Hospital, your health means everything.
That'll be a 1-2 to Headley. And the fastball's high. 2-2. Headley in the past is 2 for 7 with a homer off Andres. 2 for 7 doesn't mean anything, but I put it in because of the home run. Here's the 2-2. Way high with a fastball. 3-2. Aaron Judge, the on-deck hitter. And Headley, tired of waiting, backs on out. The Dodgers come in tomorrow, and we haven't said that for many years. Many, many, many years. Here's the payoff pitch. And it's fouled down the left field line out of play.
We were out there a couple of years ago. Joe was managing. Was that the last time we played the Dodgers? We were out there?
We played them out there, but I don't think here.
No, not here. No. So I got to meet Don Newcomb for the first time.
Here's the payoff to Headley. Head off Andres, picked up by the shortstop Miller, and he throws out Headley, so the play goes 1-6-3. It hit Andres. I guess he's okay. And it went to Miller, one of the three infielders on that side, so it is a 1-6-3. Well,
the Tampa trainer started to come out, and Andres just waved him back, said, I'm okay. Well, Boston has taken a 4-1 lead over Toronto, top of the second. That's Aaron Sanchez pitching for Toronto. He's just given up 4 runs in 1+ innings.
Here's Aaron Judge with 2 outs and no one on. Now, would I be right in this? I can't be.
What?
But I think. I'll try it on you. Judge fouls at first base out. Would you say the Dodgers haven't been here since Don Larson perfect game them in 56?
Weren't they here one year when Joe Torre was managing?
I don't remember it. If it is, I forgot it. I thought I would think I remember that. So, anyway, that's a good thing to find out. Here's the 0-1. Pitch is inside. I can't think of another reason why the Dodgers would be in Yankee Stadium. So maybe they've been here and I didn't know it.
Well, how long? We've been playing Interleague since '97.
Right. You would think they've been here. Well, we've been
Rick's
out there.
Gonna look that up.
We've been out there twice. 1-1 to Judge, the big right-hand hitter, and the pitch cut on missed half swing. Judge is 13 for 75, 3 homers and 9 RBIs.
Oh, and the last time we were there, Donnie was managing, because I remember that the Dodger people, all these New Yorkers, descended on Don Mattingly in the press conference room.
Here's the 1-2. He struck him out swinging. So Judge has been struck out. The Yankees in 89 at bats. He was at 247 3 homers, 14 RBI.
In 2013, it was a home and home, and I remember being out there. I don't remember this at all. They played 2 games here at Yankee Stadium. The first game was rained out, so they played a doubleheader on a Wednesday.
I must be brain dead because I don't remember it at all. So that was the last time they were here.
Right.
But before that, it was 1956 for Larson's 5th game win, giving the Yankees a 3-2 series lead. And then the Yankees, the pitch is a strike to Forsythe. Then the Yankees went back to Ebbets Field in the 6th game. They lost 1-0 in 10 innings. And in Game 7, Johnny Cooks pitched a 3-hit shutout. Yankees won 9-0. Yogi hit 2 2-run home runs. Ellie Howard hit a home run, and Skowron hit a grand slam for the 9 runs. I remember.
See, I was just going to say that. Is there remember? You could go through that, but you don't remember a doubleheader on a Wednesday 3 years ago.
I don't. The pitch to Forsythe is cut on him, and then he gets blown away by Sessa, 2 down.
Well, but the Dodgers were here in a couple of World Series, 77, 78,
oh, yeah.
81,
See,
right?
It just shows you that I don't think. I open my mouth and I don't think.
Well, that's not regular
charm.
season. That's World Series.
Right.
How's that?
But anyway, they were here in 77 and 78. And Reggie hit the 3 homers and 3. I was in the ballpark. I was in the Yankee broadcast booth, hanging out.
Didn't they play in 81 too? Mr.
Yes.
May? Yeah.
Kiermaier takes a pitch outside.
Isn't that when George punched the guy in the elevator?
Yep. A lot of things happened in that 81 series, boy. It'll be a 1-0. And there's a strike to Kiermaier, the lefty hitter. A 2-run home run by Corey Dickerson last inning. And Tampa has a 2-0 lead.
That is part of your charm.
And the 1-1.
You think they do know this, right?
I would think so. It's 2-2. Send someone up.
Yeah, there he comes.
Yeah. It's Mikey Matuk.
So they're going to do exactly what we said. Which
There's no reason we can't manage that team as well.
Or actually, easier, you could put Franklin at first. You don't have to move everybody. You could put Franklin at first and Matuk in left. So then you only move one player, not two. Okay, Mikey Matuk will be finishing the at-bat for Logan Morrison.
Well, you have to admit, that's a strange injury.
Yeah.
We don't know what the injury was, but he did it while swinging at the plate. I mean, how would you... You have to swing at pitches.
Maybe something in his wrist. Who knows? We'll find out, I'm sure. He's on his way. I'm sure he's on his way to the X-ray machine or the MRI tube.
2-2, grounded to short. Didi fields and throws to first to end the inning. That will tell you where all these guys will play. It'll be an 0-1, and McCann hits a ground ball to first. Franklin will take it to the bag, one away. McCann had singled his first time, grounds out here. So there's one down, and that'll bring up Mark Teixeira. Get out of the dugout into the game with Brute antiperspirant and deodorant, because on the field, like in life, why be a man when you could be the man Brute? The essence of man. Teixeira takes a fastball high. 1-0.
And Andres got off to such a great start as a starter. Then they put him in the bullpen and has had problems since coming back into the rotation, but not today.
Fastball strike. 1-1. 3 infielders on the right side, and they kind of close up near first base. One of them is in the Mets. Forsythe. He's in the middle and out on right field. Pitch. Swung on and drilled to deep right center. That ball is going to be caught by Souza on the track. Halfway back on the track. Just in front of the beginning of the auxiliary scoreboard. 2-2 down. That'll bring up Didi.
Wind swirling around here. See the flag blowing out on the top of the facade in right field. Just missed it.
Now two-way. Didi fly to left his first time. And he swings and there's a high pop right around second. Who's going to catch it? The shortstop Miller. And that ends the inning. A very, very quick inning. The Andres got out on a 2-run home run by Corey Dickerson. Tampa has a 2-0 lead. Here's Nick Franklin to lead it off. And the switch hitting now first baseman. Franklin singled right in front of the Dickerson 2-run home run, the only runs in the game. Sessa deals, line to left field, nice inside-out swing. He lined a base hit to left field, so a good start for the Rays in the fifth. Being the fifth inning, that means it's time for the Newsday fifth with Yankees beat writer Eric Boland of Newsday, the official news and sports content partner of the Yankees radio network. Well, the Yankees have been on this improbable run. There are a lot of reasons. And Susan and I were just talking, Eric, about the fact that we don't even mention Ivan Nova's gone and Chad Green and Nathan Eovaldi are lost to injuries. 3 starting pitchers. How have they done it? Well, this guy is one of them. Luis Cessa's done a very good job. Even today, you're going to give up runs every now and then. Cessa deals and Dickerson grounds the foul. But Cessa's pitched another. He's a member of the rotation and a good one.
You know, he's been okay. And I always, one of the things with this rotation is you still are not getting guys that are going tremendously deep into games. Tanaka is obviously an exception to that. But even the guys that are lasting 4 2/3 or 5 2/3, they're not killing the Yankees like they were earlier in the season. They last, let's say, 5 1/3 innings. They give up 7 runs. You're not getting that. And the way the bullpen is pitched.
Dickerson hits a ground ball to short. Go to second, Torres on to first. It is not in time, just a little late. It was a very nice turn because Didi had to go toward third to backhand the ball, threw it behind him to Torreyes, who got rid of it as quickly as he can. So 1 on and 1 out, a 6-4 force.
You know, they're able to hang around. So even if a starting pitcher doesn't quite have it, they're not being prone to that big inning that they were early in the season. And with the arms that have come up from AAA with the September 1 call-ups, and even some of the guys that Joe Girardi was utilizing before that, all of them are pitching pretty well right now. And so even if a starter gives up 2-3 runs early, they keep it there. The bullpen takes over, and this team has gotten a lot of timely hits in this stretch.
Yep.
Boy, have they ever. Here is Souza, and the runner goes. They play hit and run. The pitch is fouled back to the screen. So the count 0-1.
And when you talk about that bullpen, I was talking to Tyler Clippard this morning, who has been invaluable to this team since he's come over. He's done everything. I mean, he's closed for other teams. He's been set-up guys. He knows what he's doing out there. And it's funny that he's the veteran now. And we were talking about the young kids, even Holder and Ben Heller. If they come in and they make a mistake, they'll go to someone like that and say, what should I have thrown there? What mistake did I make? They want to learn.
0-1 to Souza. Is foul, first base side out of play.
And they really haven't made that many mistakes, but the fact that still is the first thing on their mind when they do make one, I think speaks highly of them. I just keep thinking back to just using one of those guys as an example. Holder comes in the game the other night, first and second, no outs. Evan Longoria, who has murdered Yankee pitching as long as he's been in the league, regardless of who's been out there, boom, gets a 5-4-3 double play right off the bat.
Throw to first, and back is Dickerson.
And how about Joe having no compunction of all of putting them in those situations? And I think the education they're getting in games that matter is invaluable, not just coming up and showing someone that you've got good stuff.
0-2 is swung on and hit in the air to left center. Gardner goes toward left center. He makes the catch, and they're a two-way. You know what both of you are saying is something that we touched on at the beginning. People want to say, well, what's caused the turnaround? And they want you to give 2 reasons. There are 15 reasons. Because there are so many different stars every day, so many different guys come out of the bullpen to contribute. You know, it sounds corny, but it really has been a team effort.
Well, look, when they weren't going well, which was the case for the majority of the first 4 months of the season, it wasn't just 1 or 2 reasons. And when you're playing well, the way they have been since August 1st, it's never as simplistic 1-2, and that's it.
Here's the catcher, Luke Maley, a right-hand hitter. First to throw to first to check on Dickerson. 2 outs, a runner at first, top of the 5th, 2-0 Tampa. We're chatting with Eric Boland of Newsday. And Cessa deals. It's cut on, and well, I guess it's not touched because the runner goes to second and they don't do anything about it. So it was a swing. And we'll see if they score a pass ball, wild pitch. I would think pass ball, because I don't see it bounce.
Pass ball.
It is a pass ball.
It is a pass ball, says Howie Carpet. Official scoring. So the Dodgers come in tomorrow. Kind of interesting. Dave Roberts takes out Rich Hill with 89 pitches with a perfect game. They're afraid of that blister, I guess, huh?
That was funny. Joe Girardi was asked about that before the game, and the phrasing of the question was basically when you have a pitcher with a no-hitter or a perfect game going in the 6th or 7th inning, is it turning into a worse nightmare for a manager? And Girardi basically said, yes, it is, because guys don't throw 120, 130 pitches anymore like they used to. And so if you have a guy that's going that well and his pitch count is burgeoning, it's a real tough spot for a manager to be in.
It'll be an 0-1 to Maley. With Dickerson off second, pitch is outside. Well, Dave Roberts was the guy. Remember in the beginning of the year, he took a pitcher out in the 7th or 8th inning?
That was his first start, though, after Tommy John. Yeah.
To protect him, Stripling.
Yeah.
And then the Stripling's father went to Dave Roberts and said, thank you for protecting my son. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, strike, and the count 1-2.
I just always remember how shaken Terry Collins was in the minutes after we were in Detroit covering the Yankees, the Tigers that night. But I remember seeing replays of Collins, who 20 minutes afterwards you would think would have a big smile on his face and be happy, and he was literally shaking in the post-game interview and hoping that he had not injured Santana.
Now here's the 1-2 to Maley, and the pitch is just outside. The reason I stopped is because the home plate umpire, Chad Whitson, who we've never seen, got up. He started to make a move, and then he didn't move his arm.
He flinched.
And Sessa started to make a move to the dugout.
Yeah, he thought it was strike 3. So it'll be a 2-2 to Maley. With a runner at second, the Yankees can't afford to give up another run. They trail 2-0 here in the 5th. It'll be a 2-2 to the right-hand hitting catcher, and Sessa deals, hit on the ground to short. There is Didi to field and throw across, and that ends the inning. Thank you, Eric. Now we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Time is a wasting. The Yankees trail 2-0. Andres has been terrific. He's limited the Yankees to 3 hits. And you know why he's succeeding too? Because he hasn't walked a batter. Bottom 3rd up for the Yanks. Here's Headley. And there is a breaking ball. Strike 0-1.
And they're having another beauty in Toronto. Troy Tulowitzki just hit a grand slam. Toronto now leads Boston 6-4. Those games got to be fun. All that offense, huh?
0-1. There's a breaking ball strike. 2 straight breaking balls on the outside corner, 0-2.
Weekly wrap-up is brought to you by Drake's Cakes. Yankees are 7-0 this week. Winning at Baltimore last Sunday, and they swept Toronto, and 3-0 against Tampa.
Pitch is swung on and driven to deep right. It is high. It is far. It is gone. Chase Headley on an 0-2 pitch rockets one in the lower deck in right. Oh, Headley is deadly. You can bank on Chase. He homers to right, and now the Yankees trail 2-1.
And that's what you do. You keep your team in the game. Sessa made one mistake, gave up that home run to Dickerson, and then he settled down nicely. John made a great point. He's not walking anybody. And this was really strange on an 0-2 pitch, threw the ball right down the middle of the plate.
So the 14th home run for Headley, 49th ribby for Chase. Now a 2-1 game, and here is Judge. Cut on and missed. Judge struck out his first time. If you're down by a run, you always think you can come back. You know, you get someone on, and somehow you get him to second. And so now it's a 2-1 ball game. Judge cuts and misses. And the count 0-2. That, of course, was the Ballantine blast of the game. Brought to you by Ballantine IPA. Taste a piece of craft beer history today at your local liquor store or favorite pub. Bub. And here's the 0-2. Swung on a high pop down the right field line and goes into the seats over the sidewall. Souza was right there. Did I mention Headley's 14th home run? 49th ribby. Judge comes back behind on the count 0-2.
You know, I didn't even get the Boston-Toronto score out, and Boston's tied it, 6 apiece. It was 6-4 when I told you that Tulowitzki hit a grand slam about 2 minutes ago. Boston's tied it 6 apiece. They're only in the 4th inning.
Now here's the 0-2. Hit hard. There's a base hit left field. Judge hit a bullet in the shortstop hole, and Miller and Longoria, short and third, were playing so close they almost could shake hands, and he blistered the ball past him. So there is a single. This is the bottom of the order. This is what we've been talking about all game. It's not one thing or 3 things or 5 things. I mean, Sanchez did supply a lot of power and a huge spark. It's up and down the lineup. Someone different every day. So the tying runs at first, Judge. And here is Ronald Torreyes. Torreyes lined to left his first time. And the right-hander deals up high 1-0. Normally you'd say, well, they might bunt. But the Yankees don't bunt. Longoria's in at third, but that just helps Torreyes shoot for the shortstop hole. As a rule, the Yankees almost never bunt. Now, Torreyes is probably the only one who can bunt.
And the ex-Yankee, Chase Whitley, is warming up for Tampa. They thought we were going to see him today.
The 1-0 is butted at and missed in the count 1-1.
For Headley, and John said it was his 14th home run. That's the most home runs he's hit since 2012 when he had that dream season and hit 31. That's almost like Ellsbury had that 1 year of...
Very much so, yeah.
Yeah, and then never did it again.
That'll be a 1-1 to Torres. The tying runs at first, Judge. And Ronald is the go-ahead run here in the fifth. Pitch, strike, good fastball at the knees on the outside. Great location in the count 1-2.
Well, getting the bottom of the order, second time through the order for Andres. And don't forget, he'd been coming out of the bullpen for a while. Hasn't really gotten his starter legs under him back yet.
I'm thinking about this, Susan. Just because you have an ace and you send him out there doesn't mean he's going to win.
Right.
I think Sanchez pitched okay against the Yankees, but the Yankees obviously won the game. Here is the 1-2 to Torres. And the pitch is dribbled to the mound. The throw to second base is in time. The throw to first not in time. Torres too quick. So Judge is replaced at first base by Torres on a 1-4 force. And there's one away. Here's Gardner.
And I don't know whether it would have made any difference, but what Andres was wrong. He got the ball and he waited till somebody got to second base. If you turn and throw the ball immediately, trust me, someone will be there. That cost them maybe a second and a half, maybe two.
Agreed. And also, he should have thrown the ball to the base so the shortstop could catch it coming across, which is a much better throw to first. Here's Gardner. Anyway, and now Sanchez got banged out of the game.
Yep.
It's not, and Boston won't be upset about Buchholz because he hasn't pitched well all year, but Sanchez has been their number one starter.
Well, don't forget, remember, they even shut him down for 10 days. They sent him to Dunedin to just do nothing because he's way past his innings limit from last year, and they didn't know what to do, and maybe it is taking a toll. Maybe there's just a little tiredness there. He's never done this before. He's never pitched this much.
Gardner's 1 for 2. His one hit was a double over the head of Franklin, who then was playing left field and didn't play very well. Machuk in left field is a much better fielder. Doesn't hit, but he's a much better fielder. Andres deals outside of Gardner. There's a runner on, the tying run with 1 out. Headley is homered. Tampa's lead cut to 2-1. And the minute there's a base run, and boy, has Andres slowed down. Whoa. This will be Andres' 75th pitch. And the fastball is high, 2-0.
Andres slowing down and sometimes that doesn't help. He's pawing at the mound almost like he doesn't want to throw. Like he's waiting for Whitley to get warmed up.
That is not a good idea. The old 5 and fly. Here's the 2-0 to Gardner. And the pitch is foul back. If you're going to get the win, if you're going to be eligible for the victory, you have to go 5 full innings. So Andres is 2 outs away from that. Here's the 2-1 to Gardner. Torres, a short lead off first. He runs very well. There he goes. Pitch is cut on and pop foul off third. And Longoria can't get it. Hit on top of the Tampa Bay dugout, third base dugout. Kicked in the crowd. Now there the Yankees played hit and run. They were head on the count. I love seeing Torres run. He runs so well. He might be able to steal the base. Maley goes out to talk to his pitcher. Meanwhile, as they do that, right after the game is over, and I drive home to watch football, and football. I will be driving home in my new Volvo XC60 from Smythe Volvo in Summit, New Jersey. I love my car. It's a crossover. It's like between an SUV and a sedan. All Volvos are great cars. And the thing that matters is which one do you want to drive, what size, and what look do you want. Here's a 2-2 to Gardner. Torreyes leads off first and draws a throw. But if you go to Smythe Volvo in Summit, New Jersey, their staff will take great care of you. And tell them Groucho sent you. And then test drive a car. Once you test drive a Volvo, you'll feel what a great car it is. Here's the 2-2. Boy, this Andrew's taking a long time, huh? 2-2. Torreyes goes, pitch high. Throw is in time. They got him. And Torreyes gets up and motions toward his dugout. Check it out. So, looked like a pretty good throw by Maley. Obviously, like most steals, bang, bang. The Yankees aren't going to contest it. So Torreyes gets thrown out. And to conclude about the Volvo, go take a test drive at Smythe Volvo in Summit, New Jersey.
That was a really pretty good throw by Maley. They're hoping that Maley will turn out to a young catcher.
So there's the second out of the inning. The pitch was a ball, 3-2 on Gardner. Now the bases are empty, and the pitch is swung on and lined to right field's a base hit.
Funny.
So Gardner a 2-out hit, and that will bring up Ellsbury.
And what they're saying about Logan Morrison is that he's got a left wrist strain. And here comes Jim Hickey on the run.
If you wanted to make a case for what we've said, we say it both basically with our eyes. But Ellsbury and Gardner have really picked up the pace since, let's say, the beginning of August. They're both over 300. Their on-base percentages are very high, and they are twin catalysts at the top of the Yankee order.
And Tampa pitching coach Jim Hickey is on the mound to speak to Matt Andrees, and this consultation on the mound is brought to you by Salino and Barnes. Call them today for a free consultation at 800-888-8888.
So here's Ellsbury, who's 0 for 2. The tying run at first is Gardner. We're in the bottom of the fifth. Tampa has a 2-1 lead. And the right-hander, Andres, will deal. And the pitch is popped up to shallow left. Out goes Franklin. The ball is caught. I don't know who caught it.
Matuk.
Franklin or Matuk. It was Matuk who caught it. Franklin was there bent down, and the ball went over his head. So, 1 run.
Great offers across their full line. Shop your local Nissan store today and choose Nissan.com.
Well, we go to the 6th. And the Yankees trail 2-1. And Sessa deals. And the top of the order, Logan Forsythe takes a pitch low. So it's up to Sessa to hold him at 2 and see if the Yankees can mount a comeback. Forsythe, the right-hand hitter, 0 for 2 on the day. And there's a pitch low, 2-0. Sessa has a very low pitch count. I think this will be his 70th pitch.
Well, Joe has started the bullpen. Luis Severino.
Pitch high in the air to left. Gardner going back, looking up, and she is gone. So Forsythe gets the run back right away with a long home run to left field, and Tampa takes a 3-1 lead.
Well, as I said, Luis Severino is warming up along with Tommy Lane. And there was no doubt about that. Gardner ran back and then turned around and watched it go into the stands.
Now here's Kiermaier.
And Scoreboard Update is brought to you by Bigelow, New York's hot tea of choice. Let's see what's brewing around the league. All tied up 6 apiece. Boston and Toronto, bottom of the 4th in Toronto. Edwin Encarnacion is 38th.
Kiermaier hits a high fly to left. Gardner going toward the line, near the wall, and that ball is off the wall. And on to second base goes Kiermaier. Well, no, he caught the ball at the wall. Right at the wall. So there's one away. And that will bring up Longoria.
Troy Tulowitzki had a grand slam, his 23rd homer of the year. Both starters are out.
Longoria takes a strike.
Buchholz and Sanchez, neither one of them got out of the 4th inning. Buchholz only pitched 3, Sanchez 3 2/3.
Pitch is low in the count 1-1.
Baltimore has a 3-0 lead over Detroit. Top of the 5th, Michael Bourne and Jonathan Scope have both homered. 1-0 Casey over the White Sox in 3rd.
Pitch cut on and missed.
Cleveland put up a 3-spot at the top of the 2nd. They lead Minnesota 3-0. Corey Kluber against Jose Barrios. Everything else later. The night game tonight is the Cubs at Houston. Jake Arrieta against Mike Fiers.
Here is the 1-1. And the pitch low outside, 2-1.
The Mets knocked Williams Perez out in the 3rd inning, and they lead Atlanta 6-0. Yoenis Cespedes had a grand slam.
2-2 is grounded right back to Cessa. Stuck the glove up and it hit in the top pocket. So a little flip to first, 2-away.
Cespedes with his 30th home run, a grand slam. He's got 5 RBIs. James Loney had his 7th. Miami leading the Dodgers 2-0, bottom of the 6th. They're in Miami. Washington on Daniel Murphy RBI double leads Philly 1-0 as they go to the bottom of the 4th. And Cincinnati beating up on Pittsburgh 6-0 in the 3rd inning. Everything else later.
If I didn't mention it, the home run for Forsythe was his 19th and his 48th RBI. 2 outs. Here's Miller. And Brad fouls it back. So there are 2 outs, no one on, but Tampa gets a run back. They have a 3-1 lead. The 0-1 swung on it into the air to deep right. Back goes Judge on the track at the wall. She is gone. Brad Miller finds the right field seats. He is a home run hitter. He has come out of nowhere this year to hit a lot of home runs. That's his 27th, and Tampa takes a 4-1 lead.
And Joe Girardi standing on the top step, and here he comes. As I said, we had a couple of people warming up. You had Severino out there and Tommy Lane out there. And this call to the bull.
Service branch today and speak to a banking representative. Now let's go Yankees. Play ball. The First National Bank of Long Island. The bank where everyone knows your name. Member FDIC.
That pitching change was also brought to you by the New York Lottery. Take a break from the expected play scratch-off games from the New York Lottery. The new pitcher is Luis Severino. 15 games, 9 starts, ERA of 6.5. But he has been flat-out stupendous coming out of the bullpen.
Well, the Yankees trail 4-1, so they use Severino down by 3. They know that they have to hold Tampa here. Miller. Home run was his 27th and his 70th RBI. 3 home runs for Tampa. They hit home runs. That they do. And they have a 4-1 lead. And the batter is Mikey Matuk. He swings and misses, and the 0-1 is fouled back, and the count 0-2. So Cessa goes 5 2/3. Gives up 4 runs. All the runs on home runs. 5 hits. 5 strikeouts. Pitch is strike 3 to Matuk. Now in the inning, 2 runs on 2 solo home runs by Forsythe and Miller.
Presbyterian, amazing things are happening here. The Braves have placed A.J. Brzezinski on the 15-day DL with a strained left hamstring.
Well, here are the pitching lines For Matt Andres, who can win it, he can't lose it. He goes 5 innings, 1 run, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, no walks. For Luis Cessa, who can lose it, he can't win it. He goes 5 2/3, 4 runs, 5 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks. We have not had a walk in the game. Here is Gary Sanchez. So Chase Whitley comes on, the ex-Yank. Sinker baller, a right-hander, and he deals, and Sanchez takes a strike. Middle of the order for the Yankees. And Sanchez hits one deep but foul down the left field line. And the count 0-2.
You know, sinker ball pitcher, obviously, this is the first time he's pitched, his first appearance all year. To get that ball to sink, you got to be a little tired, not be very strong. It's kind of a feel pitch.
Now here's the 0-2. And it's pop foul, third base side out of play.
Whitley spent a lot of time at AAA with Scranton. He knows all these guys. He knows Gary Sanchez, I'm sure, very well. Every time I look up, John, the score has changed in Toronto.
Yeah, they're banging each other over the heads. Here is the 0-2 to Sanchez. Struck him out swing on a breaking ball in the dirt. There's one away. Second time Sanchez has struck out.
It's now 8-7 Toronto. Top of the 5th inning. They got a long way to go. A lot of runs to score. Edwin Encarnacion has hit another home run.
Now one away. Here's Brian McCann. McCann has singled in 2 trips. And Whitley deals. And the breaking ball is low. 1-0. Fastball high and tight, 2-0. Three infielders on the right side for Brian. And the pitch is grounded to first. Grabbed, and the flip to Whitley is in time, so Franklin made a nice play behind first. The play goes 3-1. And there are 2 away. Now 2 down. Here is Teixeira. And the right-hander deals low, 1-0. Two out, no one on in the Yankees 6th. And Whitley's 1-0. Pitch is low. You know, Whitley does not have the kind of stuff oh boy, what an arm. Not that kind of a pitcher. But, you know, invariably, I always thought he pitched well for the Yankees. I always thought he gave pretty good account of himself. Here's the 2-0. Swung on a high fly, not deep, to right. Souza is there to make the catch and end the inning. And the Yankees are promptly. Severino came on and got 1 out. He struck out Matuk. And he will face Franklin, Dickerson, Souza, lefty, righty, here in the 7th. And Severino's job is to hold him at 4. Pitch is low.
Speed Report is brought to you by OG Household Services, self-moving services that deliver. Get a quote at ogmove.com for your next move. No stolen bases.
Nick Franklin takes a pitch low. It's on the count 2-0. Franklin has singled twice. And Severino deals a strike in the count 2-1. the 2-1. And the fastball sails outside. 3-1. 10 seconds, station 90 on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep.
Third quarter, Jets lead the Bengals 16-13. Ryan Fitzpatrick 2 TD passes. Giants Cowboys in progress after Yankee coverage at WFAN. WFAN FM, New York.
Pitch cut on and missed by Franklin. So the count 3-2.
And Severino throwing 98, 98, 97. That was a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, they don't have 78s anymore.
No, he doesn't. No, they don't.
Here's the 3-2. Fouled off.
You know, I still have my 45s. I still have a whole stack of 45s.
I don't know where all those went. I don't have any of them. I used to have a million of them. I used to have a million 8-tracks.
I did too. That was
the 70s. Here's the payoff. Swung on and line to center, and Ellsbury goes down to make the catch. Ellsbury went into a slide on his wallet to get down to the ball and made the grab, one away.
And that was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. He didn't really have a great swing at it, but he used the power of the 97-mile-an-hour fastball, just met the ball. Nice play by Ellsbury.
Well, one down. Here's Dickerson, who has hit a 2-run home run today. Tampa does hit home runs, and they've hit 3 home runs for their 4 runs. Obviously, Dickerson's the only one with a man on. And Severino deals a strike. I am telling you, I don't know how it's going to work out next year. That the toughest thing to find is starting pitchers. But this guy is great coming out of the bullpen. I mean, he can be a big-time closer type, if that's what they want. The 0-1 is swung on and lined to left field. It's a base hit. Gardner fields near the line. On to second goes Dickerson with a double. So Dickerson doubles down the left field line. And I will tell you that the in-game box score brought to you by RSM. Experience the power of being understood. For Tampa, 4 runs, 6 hits, no errors. For the Yanks, 1 run, 6 hits, no errors. And if you're wondering, let's say the Yankees lose this game. They're not going to win every game they play. They want to win, basically 2 out of 3. They keep winning 2 out of 3, they'll be in good shape.
And this will be 3 out of 4.
This would be, and also they play 4 in Boston, they play 4 in Toronto, so it's not quite symmetrical. The pitch is bunted down the third baseline. It'll be a base hit. So runners at first and third. Beautiful bunt single by Steven Souza. And Tampa has first and third and 1 man out here in the 7th. To bring up the catcher, Luke Maile. He's a right-hand hitter.
One of the reasons that I think, they'll obviously give Severino another shot next year to make the rotation. Brian Cashman talks a lot about how hard it is to get starting pitching, and what you want to do is develop your own so that you don't have to go out and give some free agent a long-term deal.
Absolutely. Where they're not going to pitch well at the end of the deal. Right. I mean, that's why the David Prices and Zach Greinke's got $30 million a year. Wow. No, you want to develop your own. Pitch is inside of Maile. And the count 1-0. Maile looked like he ran the hands up on his bat to squeeze a run in. Dickerson at third, Souza at first with 1 man out. Top of the 7th, and the Yankees are trailing 4-1. After today, the Yankees will have 20 games remaining.
Is this amazing? Didn't we just put our suitcases on the truck to go to spring training?
Yes. Seems that way anyway.
It does, doesn't it? And tomorrow, as we said, we got 3 games coming up with the Dodgers. This is going to be fun. It's, Dodgers, Yankees haven't been here. Brian Mitchell against Jose De Leon on tomorrow. CC Sabathia against Julio Urias on Tuesday.
There's a strike.
And Michael Pineda on Wednesday against Clayton Kershaw.
The Yankee infield is back in the middle. They're looking for 2. Are they ever? First and third, 1 out. The Yanks already trailing 4-1 in the 7th pitch. There's the bunt. but he bunted it foul back to the screen. It was not suicide. It was what they call a safety squeeze. If the ball goes on the ground, and then the guy at third has to run as fast as he can to home plate. But now probably the bunt is off 1-2, and Severino, who certainly is a strikeout pitcher, needs the strikeout here. It'll be a 1-2. First to throw to first. And the 1-2. Struck him out swinging. Well, he got the strikeout. And he can do that. Louis' second strikeout, 7th by Yankee pitching. So 2 outs, first and third, and here is Forsythe, who last time up, homer to left.
You have that fastball and that little tail in right at the very end. Just a little tail on it. Just moves a little bit. 97. Possible to hit that pitch.
There's a strike to Forsythe, a right-hand hitter. Now the 0-1 cut on him is.
He's doing nothing but rearing back and throwing fastballs which move. Natural movement at 98. You can't teach that.
No, not at all.
No.
Let's put it this way. Who knows what's going to happen? But he's a much better relief pitcher than he has been a starter. And there's the 0-2. Fastball high. Stealing second was Souza. And here's the thing about Souza. It's almost like defensive indifference. The Yankees didn't throw. But the reason they didn't throw is he had a running jump. He was going to second when Severino was coming home. So he either timed it unbelievably or Severino didn't notice it.
Well, I think he saw that Severino wasn't even looking at him over the corner of his eye. Said, might as well try.
So second and third, 2 out. So the force is taken away from second base on one of those kind of slow hit ground balls up the middle. Here's the 1-2. Bouncer, beautiful block by Sanchez. And the count 2-2. The reason I said beautiful block, he got all the way down, and the ball hit him. He knew it was going to hit him off his pads, and it rolled right in front of him. And that will stop the runners from running. So it'll be a 2-2 to Forsythe. It's almost absolutely vital that Severino gets out of this inning. He gives up these 2 runs. It'll be a 2-2. Foul back. Forsythe. Generally puts the bat on the ball. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball is inside 3-2. So the runners have to stay put. Dickerson at third, Souza at second. Sanchez goes out to talk to Severino. Right-hander is set. It'll be a 3-2. Foul. First base side. Forsythe does not seem to flail away at bad pitches, and he seems to put the bat on the ball. He really is a pretty good hitter.
And he has been really the most consistent hitter, average-wise, the last couple of years. It's really, he was the MVP of their team last year.
Once again, it'll be a 3-2. It's high ball 4. They're loaded up. Now here's the left-hander to Kevin Kiermaier with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Dickerson at third, Souza at second, and now Forsythe at first. Kiermaier is 0 for 3. He's a left-hand hitter, and the pitch is grounded foul at home plate, 0-1. Yankees have left-handed James Pazos in their bullpen. And there's the 0-1. Swung on a high pop off third. Headley's going to have room. Foul territory. Makes the catch. So Severino pitches in and out of trouble. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left. Now at the end of 6.5. It's 4-1 Tampa on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network driven by Jeep.
You're on a nerve-wracking switchback sitting snugly in available Napa leather while making dinner reservations. Not exactly the level of luxury one might expect out here, unless, of course, you're in Jeep Cherokee. With available Uconnect with navigation and the rear backup camera, you not only know what lies ahead, but behind you, too. And because the most unpredictable things can occur just blocks from home, Cherokee offers available blind spot monitoring. Celebrate 75 years of the most awarded SUV lineup ever, now during the Jeep Celebration event. Get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average savings of $7,600 on select 2016 Cherokee Trailhawk models in dealer stock. Always look for vehicles prior to backing up or changing lanes. The Jeep brand SUV lineup has received more awards over its lifetime than any other competitive SUV lineup. Oldest 20% inventory of select 2016 model year Cherokee Trailhawk vehicles as of 9/1/16 while dealer stock lasts. Savings based on $38,305 average Cherokee Trailhawk MSRP. Not compatible with lease offers or any other consumer incentive offers. See dealer for details. Take delivery by 10/3. Jeep is a registered trademark of FCA US LLC.
Listen up, baseball fans, and listen to your craving. The one telling you to pick up some delicious Greats cakes like Devil Dogs, Ring Dings, Yodels, coffee cakes, and fruit pies. Listen to your craving and swing by your local Best Yet supermarkets to pick up a box of your favorite Greats cakes today.
Injured? Get immediate help. Call Celino and Barnes now.
800-888-8888.
Don't wait. Call 8.
Manhattan, Garden City, Melville.
Here's Aaron Boone to lead off. His first at-bat of the game. There's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone has hit a home run. The Yankees go to the World Series for the 39th time in their remarkable history.
This Yankee moment of inspiration is brought to you by Montefiore, doing more in state-of-the-art health care.
One of only a few hospitals in the U.S. performing surgeries on babies before they're born. We're also there for them as they grow. Our Children's Hospital is ranked by U.S. News as one of the nation's best. And now, with our expansion into Westchester and the Hudson Valley, state of...
I believe he had a 1-2-3 last inning. And the pitch to Didi, there's a strike. It'll be an 0-1. And that pitch low, 1-0.
Whitley did a very nice job for the Yankees when he was here. Not overpowering stuff, as John said, but a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Good sinker. Got a lot of ground balls.
0-1 is cut out and missed. Yeah, I never really recall him pitching poorly.
No.
He did a nice job. 1-2 on Didi. Pitch high, 2-2. Yankees down by 3. If they're going to win today's game, they obviously got to get going. There's the 2-2 to Didi. Struck him out swinging. Change. Struck him out. He was way ahead. Second strikeout for Whitley. Fourth by Tampa pitching. 1 away. The Power Report brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center, the region's most reliable source of electric power. The fella up at bat, Chase Headley, he's the reason the Yankees aren't being shut out. He hit his 14th home run of the year in the 5th inning, a drive into the lower deck and right, and Headley takes a breaking ball low. Meanwhile, all the Tampa runs on home runs. A 2-run home run by Dickerson, his 19th. A solo shot by Miller, his 27th. A solo shot by Forsythe, his 19th. Pitches inside. And that is the Power Report for the day, brought to you by Indian Point Energy Center.
And that's how Tampa Bay plays. If they win games, the games that they have won, they've won because of home run hitting.
Here's the 2-0. There's a strike.
Whitley made his Major League debut in 2014.
Good strike. It was a game against the Mets.
It sure was. And you know who he was pitching against?
Another young pitcher, either DeGrom or Montero.
It was DeGrom. And Whitley got a hit, or DeGrom got a hit, made his Major League debut the same game.
Pitches high, 3-2. Isn't that funny, the things you remember? That I remember. It was at Citi Field.
Yeah. And because there is a stat for everything in life, it was the first Yankee game since 1908 in which both starting pitchers were making their Major League debut.
Pitches low to Headley. Well, now that is a stat that no one would know. How did someone come up with it?
I don't know. No. I don't know.
That's the first walk given up by Tampa Bay pitching. And here is Judge. And the way you look at it, Yankees need a base runner, and then they send up the tying run. Judge is 1 for 2. His base hit, a hard line drive in the shortstop hole. And the pitch grounded foul behind the plate, 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Half swing and a slider, 0-2. Judge starts the swing, and the ball tails down and away. He tries to stop the swing, but he had no chance on that slider, 0-2.
I remember that one of the things that Whitley does in his off season.
Pitch low.
He teaches in his hometown at it's called a Cell Baseball Academy in Alabama, and giving instructions to youngsters. And he's always interacted really well with kids. I remember his wife telling me that he was great with the kids, and he did it. He started doing that to make ends meet, in a minor leaguer salary. He was a mid-level draft. He wasn't a high draft choice, and now it's become much more, and he still does it.
Pitches low to Judge, 2-2. One on, one out here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Yankees trailing by 3. Headley is the base runner at first. And it'll be a 2-2 to Judge. Swung on and grounded to third. And it's a foul ball. Whitley is set. Here's the 2-2 to Judge. Swung on. A high pop towards second on the outfield grass is Forsythe to make the catch 2 away. And with 2 down, that'll bring up Torres.
Looks like Castro's going to pinch hit for Torreyes. There he is standing, taking some swings in the on-deck circle.
So here is Starlin Castro, a right-hand hitter, to hit for Torreyes. Yankees need a base runner to send up the tying run. Gardner's on deck. There are 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. The runner at first is Headley. And the pitch is into the ground to third, but off the glove of Longoria. Yankees got a break. We'll see how they score it. Really doesn't matter. Now the Yankees do send up the tying run. Gardner, a ground ball to the glove side. It went off what looked like the heel of Longoria's glove.
Boy, you don't see that a lot. On Longoria missing something. They gave him an error, so it's an error on Longoria.
Gardner's 2 for 3 on the day. Yankees trailing 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. And the right-hander Whitley deals, swung on, and line to right field. There is a base hit. 1 run scores, and on to third goes Castro. It's a base hit and an RBI for Gardner. And the Yankees trail 4-2. Now, Headley came all the way around to score easy on the looping single down the right field line. And Castro goes to third, and here's Ellsbury with 2 outs, first and third. The tying runs are on. Hickey will jog to the mound. And Ellsbury, of course, is the lead runner.
And how about Gardner? It's his 3rd hit of the afternoon. A ground out in the 1st, a double in the 3rd, and now 2 singles. This crowd. Brad Boxberger is warming up for Tampa.
If they have the lead and they get to the 8th inning, then you see the right-handed Brad Boxberger, and in the 9th inning, the closer is Alex Colomé. Has done a very good job for him. So here is Ellsbury with the tying runs on, and Gardner at first base is the tying run. So you have a lot of speed there, just in case Ellsbury lines one down the line or in the gaps. Jake is 0 for 3. And there goes Gardner. The throw to second base is not in time. He should be doing that all year long. Now the Yankees are a single away from tying the game. The pitch was ball 1 to Ellsbury. Boy, do I approve of that. Even if he'd been thrown out, I think it's worth the try. And there, he was safe.
And Whitley, tall and long motion. They didn't even look at him. That was actually a pretty nice throw by Maley.
So a base hit now would tie the game. It'll be a 1-0 to Ellsbury. And the pitch is hit in the air to shallow left. Coming on is Montauk to make the catch to end the inning. Now the Yankees get 1 run unearned on 1 hit, 1 error, and 2 left. At the end of 7, 4-2. And Severino continues on the hill. And we take 10-second station ID on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by Jeep.
Late third, Bengals a 2019 lead on the Jets, who just kicked a field goal. Giants, Cowboys joined in progress after Yankee coverage. WFAN, WFAN-FM, New York.
John Sterling, Susan Waldman, Yankee Stadium, top of the 8th, 4-2 Tampa. Longoria has swung and missed at the first of Severino's pitches. Sevy in a second full inning deals, and the pitch is fouled away. And the count 0-2.
Scoreboard update is powered by Lynx Grills, the official grill of the New York Yankees. Now let's see what's cooking around the majors. In Toronto has an 8-7 lead, top of the 6th. over
The
Boston.
0-2 is popped up. Castro on the outfield grass makes the catch right in front of Judge. Castro went to second after he hit for Torreyes, and there's one away.
Homers for Boston, Jackie Bradley Jr., his 24th. Hanley Ramirez, his 28th. Edwin Encarnacion has 2, 38 and 39. And Troy Tulowitzki has his 23rd. It just happened to be a grand slam. They're only in the 6th inning. They got a long way to go there. Wow. Baltimore has a 3-1 lead over Detroit. Bottom of the 6th, Michael Bourne and Jonathan Scope have homered. Kansas City on a Kendrys Morales homer has a 1-0 lead over Chris Sale and the White Sox.
And Brad Miller takes a breaking ball strike. Miller has 1 of the 3 homers for Tampa. For their 4 runs, pitch is fouled off. The count 0-2.
Cleveland has a 5-0 lead over Minnesota. Top of the 4th, Carlos Santana his 31st homer. Corey Kluber still in there. Jose Barrios knocked out in the 3rd inning. Everything else is later.
There's the 0-2 up high.
In Atlanta, the Mets are pouring it on the Braves 10-1 now as they go to the bottom of the 5th in Atlanta. Yoenis Cespedes had a grand slam, his 30th homer, 5 RBIs. And James Loney, his 7th.
There'll be a 1-2. Excuse me, a 2-2 to Brad Miller. And the pitch is up high, 3-2.
Miami leads the Dodgers 3-0. They're in the top of the 9th in Miami. Washington leading Philly now 2-1. They're in the bottom of the 7th. Tommy Joseph did his 18th homer for Philly.
Payoff is caught on a miss and a terrible hack. So there are 2 away.
Cincinnati beating up on Pittsburgh again. It's 7-0 Cincinnati. They're only in the 5th inning. Brendan Finnegan's still in there for Cincinnati. Ryan Vogelsong knocked out after 4.
No, I want to give credit. I think that was Severino's change. I just looked at that, and it was a very effective pitch. Miller just took a weak hack at it at the end. Mikey Machuk takes a strike. The 8th inning sponsored by Tri-State Ford, inviting you to test drive a new Ford. See why they're the total package at your local Ford dealer now, or visit us at tristateford.com.
That's what they're trying to get him to do, to throw it. He's really reticent to do it in a game, and did it right there. It was a beauty.
1-1's a strike, 1-2. Now, Severino's 1-2 is swung on and hit in the air to left center. Gardner going back in Ellsbury, and it's Gardner on the track to make the catch. He didn't catch it very far away from the 399-foot sign. 1-2-3 go the Red. Oh, the hard-throwing right-hander Brad Boxberger comes on.
Boxberger, who had been coming back from injuries, he's been on the DL twice, hasn't pitched a lot. 17 games, 16 innings, 15 hits. He's given up 5 earned runs, a homer, 12 walks, and 15 strikeouts. So he's not back yet. Certainly not what they were used to with Boxberger.
Whitley goes 2 innings, 1 run unearned, 1 hit, 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. 4-2 Tampa as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Time wasting on the Yanks. But of course, in truth, as coaches or managers in baseball say after games like this, pitch is a breaking ball outside. I didn't really think we were going to win every game of the year. They're going to lose one every now and then. The important thing is to pick up tomorrow. However, they're only down by 2 runs, so let's see if they get a guy on base. Sanchez fouls it back and puts someone on base. He got the tying run up.
And up in Toronto, it was 8-7, Toronto over Boston. Now it is Boston 10, Toronto 8. They're in the 6th inning. They're going to be playing all night, or until somebody changing leads, until whoever is this sort of going to be last at bat is going to win.
You think someone hit a 2-run home run?
That's ridiculous.
Or 3-run home run, 1-1, strike 1 and 2 to Sanchez.
Home field advantage going to have a big say in this one. Every time somebody comes up, another run is scored.
Be a 1-2 to Sanchez. And the pitch is fouled off. Kind of a check swing foul.
Yes, that was a 3-run homer by Big Poppy.
Well, he is so dangerous. He has had such a tremendous year, start to finish.
His 32nd home run.
There'll be a 1-2. Breaking ball's outside 2 inches. Well, let's check something, my dear. Let's check something.
Did you see what they gave him as a present, the retirement gift? Did you see the coat?
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. You probably won't need that in the Dominican.
Ortiz now has 110 RBIs. Pitch. Swung on and drilled to deep left field. That ball is going to be caught by Matuk on the run in left center field. Boy, Sanchez put a charge in that. But caught on the run by Matuk away out in left center. Right in front of the visitors' bullpen, 1 away. Anyway, Ortiz, if he doesn't have any other RBIs, now has 110. Who else 110? And Encarnacion started with 112, but he's already homered in that game.
And he's had 2 homers, and one of them's
breaking ball strike to McCann.
He's had 2 today.
As the saying goes, it'll be an 0-1 to McCann. Swung on and tried to foul off first. Everybody knows where to pitch him. Now the question is, can you make those pitches? And the answer is, well, no, or at least not all the time.
He rarely gets fooled. I mean, he never looks bad in an at-bat.
McCann pops it foul. The most popular way to follow the Yankees postseason push is with MLB.com at Bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, more. Get MLB.com at Bat on your favorite devices now. 0-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, 1-2. Now the 1-2. Struck him out swinging, and there are 2 away. First strikeout for Boxberger, and 5th by Tampa pitching. A 2-away. Here's Teixeira. And there's a strikeout, the knees. Yankees and Tampa have 3 games remaining on the Yankees' next road trip. And the 0-1 hit on the ground in the infield to the shortstop, and Miller throws to first at 6-3. It was on the first base side.
And on your way home, listen to Mike Francesa on The Fan.
Well, the new pitcher for the Yankees, to the sounds of Penny Lane, is, of course, Tommy Lane. Been very, very effective since the Yankees picked him up. Take a look at that. 2-0, 2.70 ERA. 10 innings, 3 hits. He's given up 3 hits in 10 innings.
And faces Nick Franklin, a switch hitter batting right. Severino goes 2 1/3, no runs, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. So he held him and gave the Yankees a little bit of a chance. We go to the 9th inning. Tommy Lane is on. He faces Franklin, Dickerson, and Souza. And Franklin hits a base hit to left field, a hot shot in the shortstop hole on the first pitch. So there's a runner on. That will bring up the left-hand hitting Dickerson.
Boy, Franklin's had a good afternoon. 3 singles, he's 3 for 4, runs scored.
Dickerson has homered in doubles, so he's had a big day too. Dickerson's home run, a 2-run home run. The other ones were solo jobs by Forsythe and Miller. Those are the 4 runs. Lane deals a breaking ball outside. Yankees have a right-hander in the bullpen after Dickerson, their right-hand hitter's coming up, and Joe may do that, bring in a righty to try to hold him at 4 to give the Yankees one more chance.
And that's Parker out there.
The pitch cut on him. Lane soft tosses to first. Throw to first. Let's see. Franklin has stolen 6 out of 7. Now the Yankees trying to keep him close. It'll be a 1-1 to the left-hand hitting Dickerson. And the pitch is cut on, missed on a breaking ball. No 1-2. Alex Colomé getting ready in the Tampa bullpen. He's their closer. He's a right-hand pitcher. And the Yankees will send up Didi, Headley, Judge, and if anyone gets on, Starlin Castro.
And Colomé's got 31 saves.
1-2 is lined towards center field. Ellsbury coming on, has to play it on a hop. It's a base hit, and there are 2 on and no one out. So Lane comes on and gives up back-to-back singles. That will be all for Lane. Here comes Girardi.
And this call of the bullpen is brought to you by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 15% or more on your car insurance.
Picture this. It's Monday afternoon and you're at Domino's buying a large 3-topping pizza. You give the Domino's employee $7.99 plus tax, of course. Now, picture this. It's Friday and you're at
99% of all Americans mobilizing your world. The new pitcher is the righty Blake Parker. We'll stop here. Franklin had gone into the dugout for a moment. Now he's back.
So there are 2 on and no one out. Here is Souza. Now Souza, last time up, bunt single down third. That was for a hit. Is he going to bunt here, do you think? First and second, no one out. It calls for a bunt. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Tampa has a 4-2 lead as they try to add to their lead. They're in at the corners. And the right-hander, Blake Parker, ready to deal to Souza, swinging, and he takes a pitch outside, 1-0.
Well, I've been told their baseball ops people don't believe in bunts.
Right, that's why I mentioned that when he bunt singled last time, it was for a hit. Then I guess it's okay.
Souza, big, strong guy. He's swinging away.
That'll be a 1-0 to Souza. And there's a strike at the knees. Lane goes no thirds of an inning, gives up 2 hits, so the runners on base are his responsibility. That's all bookkeeping. And the Yankees can ill afford to give up a run. 1 run could absolutely kill their chances. They're down 4-2 in the 9th. So Parker has his work cut out for him. A 1-1 to Souza. And the pitch grounded foul behind home plate, 1-2.
Change speeds on him. 93 fastball, followed by an 82-mile-an-hour breaking pitch. That was a good pitch.
If I didn't mention it, Severino went 2 1/3, no runs, 2 hits, 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. Sessa didn't pitch badly. Yeah, gave up a couple of home runs. You're going to give up home runs in this ballpark. I thought he pitched okay. It'll be a 1-2 to Souza. Franklin off second, Dickerson off first. The pitch is just outside, 2-2.
And Joe Girardi has said that Sessa's job, unlike an ace, he might be someday, but he's not right now. Keep the team in the game. This is what he did. 4 runs in almost 6 innings.
Now here's the 2-2. Swung on a high fly to left center. There is Ellsbury and Gardner. Who's going to catch it? Ellsbury, no advance. Gardner did everything but catch it. He ran over, shielded his eyes, put his glove up, and then Ellsbury took the ball. No advance. So first and second, 1 out. Here's the catcher, Luke Maley. Maley is 0-for-3. Now first and second, 1 out. And there is a strike.
And I see Kevin Jepson has started warming along with Colomé. So if they score more runs here, and it's not a save, I'm sure they'll bring in Jepson.
It'll be an 0-1. To the right-hand hitter, Maley. He backs out. Runners lead off first and second with 1 out. Now the 0-1 is a slider outside, 1-1. Parker's 1-1 to the right-hand hitter, and the pitch is swung on and popped up off the plate first base side. Sanchez has room and makes a catch toward his dugout, and they're 2-away.
And, it's interesting when you look at Parker. He's been very effective. Doesn't do anything fancy.
Logan Forsythe has flied out, struck out, then hit a home run, solo shot in left field and walked. So Parker has to get this man out. And he really will have done his job. First and second, no one out. He gets 2 in a row. And the slider is outside, 1-0.
He's done a terrific job since he's been here.
That'll be a 1-0 to the right-hand hitter. And the 1-0 to Forsythe. There's a strike on the inside corner, 1-1. No one's up in the Yankee bullpen. This is Parker's inning. The reason I mention it, there's a left-hand hitter on deck in Kiermaier. The Yankees desperately trying to get out of the 9th inning, top of the 9th, trailing just 4-2. Tampa opened up with 2 singles back-to-back, and now Parker's gotten 2 outs back-to-back, and Sanchez will go to the mound.
I'd like this about Sanchez, and he does this a lot. If he sees that there's any hesitation on the part of the pitcher, he immediately goes out there, puts his arm on his shoulder, and they talk about it. Instead of going through the signs again or just trying something, he goes out and he said, what do you want to throw here? And pitchers really appreciate that. And first of all, it takes up less time. You don't end up throwing something that you don't want to throw.
Which, as a pitcher, you never should. It's your ball.
Right.
Here is the 1-1 to Forsythe. And the pitch caught on him. And the count 1-2. Parker has been a little bit of a find, hasn't he?
Yes, he has. Sometimes it works. He's picked up from Seattle organization. He spent almost the whole year in Tacoma. He's not young. He's 31. He had 110 minor league saves before he got his first one the other day.
Pitch. Just missed. And the count 2-2.
Yeah, the entire Yankee infield was listing towards the dugout. Parker took a step. And it's a great story for him. 100 in the minor leagues. He was with the Cubs organization in Iowa for a long time. 110 minor league saves. 31 years old. Gets his first major league save a few days ago. It's a terrific story.
Now here's the 2-2 to Forsythe, and the pitch low inside, 3-2. Well, one thing that does, it allows the runners to run. Franklin from second, Dickerson from first. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Now here's the 3-2. Little ground ball that they allowed to go up the first baseline, as both Parker and Sanchez were escorting the ball on either side. You can't touch it, but they were escorting the ball up the baseline, and finally it stopped dead. They wanted to see if it would roll fair to get an easy out and end the inning.
Sanchez right along with it on the dugout side. Parker on the field side, just as John said, escorting the ball up there. Very funny.
It'll be a 3-2 once again. Runners will be going. Parker holds the set and deals. Strike 3 is called. Outside corner. Now Parker, here's the closer, Alex Colomé to come on. Boxberger goes an inning. No runs, no hits, 1 strikeout, no walks. Colomé, now don't forget, this is a losing team. They're more than 20 games under 500. So every time you get a chance for a save, you better get it. Colomé 1-4 at an ERA of 2.05 in 49 games, 48 innings, so 1 at a time, 35 hits, 15 walks, 62 strikeouts, a 4-to-1 ratio. And Colomé has saved 31. He's been pretty good. Yankees trail by 2. Here's Didi. Pitch high. So the Yankees need the old bloop and a blast. They got to get someone on base. That'll be a 1-0. There's a strike. Stay tuned following the game for the Agera Energy New York Yankees postgame show. Agera Energy, New York's choice for retail energy supply. Visit agerafan.com for a hassle-free quote. The pitch is high. And the count 2-1. So the first thing the Yankees have to do is get someone on base. Count 2-2 on Didi. Headley, Judge, and Castro are the 3 hitters behind Didi. Obviously, they all can hit it out. But as I said, the first thing you have to do is get a man on. be a 2-2. Colomé taking his time. And the right-hander will deal. Foul ball. Now Colomé is set to go. It'll be a 2-2 to Didi. And the pitch is strike 3. So Didi strikes out. And there's one away. And that will bring up Chase Headley. Pitch to Headley is high. One of the Yankee runs, a home run by Headley. The other run was unearned. A walk to Headley, an error by Longoria, of all people, on a ground ball, and a ribby base hit by Gardner. Here is the 1-0. And the fastball high. So it'll be a 2-0. To Headley, a switch hitter batting left. There's the strike. Now the 2-1 is fouled away. There'll be a 2-2 to Headley. Boy, this inning is taking a long time and nothing's happening. Colomé really taking his time. The 2-2. Strike 3 is called, but it works, so they're a 2 away. So 2 down, and that will bring up Aaron Judge. Yankees down to their final out. Aaron has a single in 3 trips. 3 infielders on the left side for Judge. And the pitch is low. Andres went 5. He would be the winner. And then the former Yankee, Chase Whitley, went 2. Boxberger 1. And here Colomé with an out of closing the game. And here is the 1-0. God, I missed. Right-hander will deal 1-1 to Judge. God, on and missed on a breaking ball away. And the Yankees are down to their final strike. Now the Yankees' 7-game winning streak about to come to an end. But that doesn't stop all the good things they've done. They just got to start winning again tomorrow night against the Dodgers. And here is the 1-2 to Judge. Breaking ball in the dirt, 2-2. The right-hander's pitch. It's low, 3-2. It is a big thing because if Judge gets a walk, then at least the Yankees send up the tying run. Is it improbable? Of course it is. But the Yankees have done a lot of improbable things. So let's see what we shall see. 3-2 from Colomé. And the payoff. Swung on and hit in the air to left center and deep. Cutting over and making the catches. Kiermaier right on the track in left center. And the ball game is over. Ball game over. Tampa Bay wins. So the Rays and the Yankees 7-game win streak. They take 1 out of 4. They beat the Yankees by the score of 4-2. In the 9th inning, 3 up and 3 down for the Yanks. And the final, Tampa 4, Yankees 2. Back with more in a moment on the WFAN New York Yankees radio network, driven by